Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to go ahead and give my review over Chasing Dallas, Season 2, Episode 13. Next week is a season finale for Chasing Dallas Season 2. So make sure y'all watch, support the girls, I think, I've said this, but I really do think it's actually been long overdue that we have a LGBTQ reality show on television. I know they had one on like Logo, the one with a whole bunch of white boys, and then they had another one on Logo, I believe, like Fire Island, and it had like 6 white boys and then that one token nigga. You know, they always throw that one nigga in there. They're trying to draw in the nigga crowd, but girl, I didn't watch that bullshit. But I think it's long overdue. It's time that we have a representation of Black LGBTQ on TV. Shout out to everyone doing their thing on YouTube. That's a big platform. And you know, so crazy. I was gonna talk about this in my hot topics. I'll talk about that in my hot topics. How like you see all the celebrities because they have nothing else to do. You see all of these celebrities coming over into our world. I ain't gonna say our world, but they're coming over into the YouTube world. And girl, these girls making money too. Let me stop hating. All right, y'all. So Ricci arrives at rehearsal for the DFW LGBTQ Awards. Anytime I see that truck, I be thinking a man gonna hop out and then a bitch hop out, and I be like, oh, that's Ricci. Girl, that truck be giving me like Trey Womack tease. It be giving me man tease. So it's funny to see Ricci, he's a man. We know he's a man. But it's funny to see Ricci, who is, what's the word? Androgynous, driving a big Dodge Ram, whatever it is. So shout out to Ricci. Trey Howard and Dior arrive. I liked Trey Howard's coat. I thought it was really, really cute. If I was about 150 pounds smaller, I would ask him, could I borrow it? All right, let's just get down to it, girl, because okay. Listen, this is what it comes down to me. From what I got from Ricci and Trey Howard, and I watched that part 3 times. I watched it live, and I just finished watching it 2 more times, just to try to make sure I had it right. From what I understand, what it sounds like to me is Trey Howard wanted to be a part of Chasing Dallas. And he was crying on live. So he wanted this platform. He felt like he deserved it. Trey Howard comes across as very entitled, very immature. There's no way in hell that I'm going to have a conversation with another grown-ass person and they're sucking on a sucker. Because I already know how this is going to go. You're going to be sucking on a sucker, popping your neck, rolling your eyes, waving a sucker in the air. Like, I'm not having a conversation with any adult and you have a sucker in your mouth. But you got a whole lollipop in your mouth. And we trying to have a serious conversation. No. When you finish eating that sucker, you come and get me. Or we could just have this conversation tomorrow. But anyways, I think what it is Trey Howard, Trey Howard wanted to be on this platform. I don't know if he wanted to be a peach holder. I know they don't hold peaches, but anytime I refer to someone as a peach holder, I just use that as an example from Real Housewives of Atlanta. We know they hold peaches. I don't know if he wanted to be a peach holder and he was upset that he was going to be made a friend of the show. But I think where Trey Howard, where you fucked up at was, yes, we know that Ricci is the executive producer, and I'm going to get in his ass in a little bit. But yes, we know that Ricci is the executive producer. With that being said, when you decided to start talking shit and throwing shade on the World Wide Web, you and Ricci were not co-workers. You were not on the show. You had not received the green light. You had probably auditioned for the show. Everything was up in limbo. And I guess when everybody started to receive their contracts, like the girls do American Medicine and Real Housewives of Atlanta, you saw that you didn't receive one, and so you took it to the internet. I don't blame Ricci for hiring your black ass. I wouldn't have either. Now, it's one thing, once you get hired, you can start acting a fool. Because let's just be real. We like drama and all that on reality TV. But you hadn't been hired yet. So for you to be throwing shade at the bitch who gonna hire you and then turn around and wonder why you're not hired, it's just stupid. That lets me know that whatever's up here is not working right. That's almost like you going to interview for a job and then go on the internet and start talking about the job or talking about the person that interviewed you and then wonder why you did not get the job. I think it would have been a whole different ball game. Let me fix my glasses. I think it would have been a whole different ball game if you had received the green light, you're a part of the cast, and if you had got into an argument with Ricci G whenever, and if Ricci G would have thrown his EP card around, then we could say, see, that's what we're talking about. EPs don't need to be a part of the cast because y'all don't know where to draw the line at. At that moment, Ricci G was the boss. And you were trying to get on the show. You can't throw shade on the internet. And what he said, if I didn't like your show, I didn't like your show. Okay, you don't have to like the show, and baby, you don't have to be on it either. You go ahead and you have a nice life. That's where you fucked up, Trey. And I don't give a damn what nobody got to say. You fucked up because you were throwing shade at the exact person who could have gave you the green light or gave you the go or said you were hired. And now you crying on live. I need this platform. I need this platform. Girl, I can't tell you need the platform with all the shit you've been talking. See, that's you. That's your problem. You and your family's problem. Y'all talk a lot of shit on the internet and y'all do hide y'all hands. Look, I love everybody on Chasing Dallas. I hope everybody comes back next season. I think this is I think the chemistry that this cast have is great. So I want Trey Howard, Dior, Trey Womack, Kane. I heard Kane moved to Atlanta. I don't know. But I want everybody to come back. But I'm just saying, like, Trey, you can tell you're very, very young. I don't know if it's Dior's fault that they made you feel like you're entitled. I just have a little thing to say to you, Trey. And you'll probably realize this the older that you get. Sometimes the things that we want, they don't come into play. You can work your ass off and work your ass off, and you still may not be rewarded for working your ass off. Yes, you should work your ass off, but just because you do does not mean that you'll get what you want. And I think the sooner you realize that, the better you'll be off. And you need to realize that you cannot talk shit about your boss when you don't even have the fucking job yet. I did laugh. I did laugh when Trey said, you fake, you fraud, and you a mess. Girl, when he told Ricci, you afraid, you fake, you fraud, and you a mess. I said, yes, ma'am, Trey. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, Trey is young. He has a lot of growing up to do. You know, you putting Shantae, you stay. Girl, Shantae, you stay. Girl, sashay away, girl. That's what they told you. He caused a scene in public. Like, you and Ricci are in this room having a conversation. You walk out hollering and screaming. Now, Ricci walks out and you can see the people on the side just staring. Like, you have a lot of growing up to do. A lot. And I think that Dior is not doing you any justice by not letting you know that you need to correct some things in your behavior. It's not cute to walk around here causing scenes in public when you know at the end of the day, bitch, you really want to be a part of this shit. You really want to be a part of this. You really want to be a part of this while your black ass was crying on your phone. I do believe you was kissing Ricci's ass, even though he didn't ask you to. And when you realized that kissing his ass wasn't getting you nowhere, that's when you decided to go into left field and start causing all this drama online. Whatever. I'm done with Trey and Ricci. Your wigs are too tight. Oh, you're having a midlife crisis. Ricci 29 and your daddy is 35. All right. Ricci goes over to Markell's. Girl, when Markell asked him, have you been to his house? Ricci said, have I been to, hold up. when Markell asked him, have you been to his house? And then he said, has he been to my house? Bitch, you heard him, girl. You know exactly what the fuck he asked you. Has Trey been to your house? You heard him the first time, girl. You was trying to think of a lie. Girl, did Trey break your back in, girl? Because anytime niggas repeat a question, they're trying to think of an answer. Okay? So, as soon as Ricci said, has he been to my house? Girl, he was thinking of an answer. Then he just got quiet and laughed. Girl, Trey done fucked your brains out, bitch. I put Markell as messy. Markell is messy. Markell has come a long way. You know, I did not like Markell. All that chair throwing and throwing ice and drinks and all that and talking about people's books and then getting mad when somebody talk about your book back, I thought was some bullshit. Markell looked like he might got some cake on him though. When Reese was no, I thought it was funny when Reese was talking about I mean, if he was basically said if him and Ricci were having sex, he getting good pussy, good head, good platform. Did y'all see when Markell was sitting in the kitchen, he was like, if he was fucking with me, girl. Trey, Carrie, and Kane arrive. When did Carrie, girl, I'm so hot. When did Carrie and not Carrie, when did this scarf be shedding? When did okay, that's just my gray honey. She gonna be black tomorrow. When did Kane and George start having an issue? I thought it was so cute that Trey and Kane were doing their confessionals together, but girl, when Kane called him ugly face, I don't know why people say Markell is ugly. Markell is cute to me. I mean, he was really, really cute with his braces. Well, Markell is cute to me. Shit, I spent. Ariel and Dior arrive. Ariel arrives. This bitch got pink eye. You know you a messy bitch. You know you a messy bitch when you can't even sit still and get your goddamn eye together. Your whole goddamn eye is leaking, bitch. You can't even sit still and get it together because you want to be a part of the mess so goddamn bad. She walk in, man. Bitch, one thing, Ariel is a fucking stallion, girl. She walked in all black, belt on, waist snatched, Chanel bag, glasses on. Dior. Out of everybody on the show, probably, okay, besides Carrie, Dior and Carrie give me very sweet, very nice. Dior does not give me like he likes to fight. I don't know. I'm just saying what I get from the screen. He doesn't give me like he likes to fight. He seems like a very, like he can keep his temper under control. Does he like to throw rocks and hide his hands? Yes. But he seems like a very nice person. The only thing I have to say about Dior is really like, Dior, in one breath, you get mad at Kane because you say Kane invited your child. Girl, I'm so sick of y'all talking about my child, my child, my child. Girl, I get it, girl. That's a grown ass man. That's a grown man. Trey Howard got too much motherfucking mouth for you to always be talking about my child, my child, my child. Your child gonna get bopped one day. His mouth gonna get him in trouble. And you need to tell him Dior, okay? 1 minute is my child while you invite my child to the party and you know that Trey Womack was gonna be in there, had a problem. Then when I see you then at Markell place, you talking about their problems are not my problems and their issues are not my issues. Girl, which one is it? Which one is it, girl? Which one is it, sis? Come on, sis. Trey Howard starts talking about basically George tried to get him to suck his dick when they was in New Orleans. George, Ariel, and what's his name? George, Ariel. I can't even get my thoughts together because I'm trying to get off of here because I need to watch How to Get Away with Murder. George, Ariel, and Markell meet up for pizza and just conversation. Just a little quick, messy session. Ariel does come across as standoffish to me at first with George. Maybe she felt like George was full of shit. I don't know. But she did come across as standoffish until they mentioned some mess. And then, baby, as soon as they mentioned that mess that Trey had, all that tea that Trey had told him, baby, that bitch perked right on up. Okay, girl, I'm up now, girl. What y'all talking about some mess? George, you lying. And as soon as George started talking, who, you, girl. That's what we talking about. You, girl. So he's talking about it was just like some bros. Y'all kill me with that shit. Look, I don't know about y'all and y'all sisters. Me and my sisters ain't taking our dicks out in front of each other, girl. Me and my brothers, girl, y'all say brother, that's some bro shit. Maybe that's some white fraternity, U of H type of shit. But girl, nobody just take, bitch, let me say something. Baby, George, you too motherfucking grown. You an old bitch. You too motherfucking grown to be taking your dick out in front of people playing a dick game. When I take my dick out, bitch, it's getting played with. Period. I'm too old for that shit and you too old for that shit too. Talking about, bitch, that's what people do when that's what people do when they 21 in college at a frat party. Bitch, you past 30, still taking your dick out and playing the dick game? Girl, bye. Maybe we just two different bitches. Maybe we two different whores. Cause it sounds like you low key a hoe, George. I ain't never took my dick out to play no dick game. But just going in somebody's mouth or somewhere else. Period. Okay? Anyways. Carrie look a mess. Carrie said he coming from work. Girl, where you work? Where you work when you could wear an extra large oversized shirt and a wave cap? Cause girl, I work in retail. And I can't even, girl, our dress code is very, very, it's not strict. Because we're not going to work with no wave caps on, no oversized clothes on either. Kara said he coming from work. Scared like he just got to picking up trash. Girl, did George ask Ariel, was she versatile? I could not. I rewinded that part at least 15 times. Maybe I didn't want to hear what he asked her, but it sounded like he asked her, was she versatile? Now listen, a lot of, I know there are a lot of trans women who still have penises, because from what I understand, the bottom surgery is very, very expensive. And then I've also heard stories that sometimes, I guess, when you get a store-bought pussy, it don't work the same as the real deal. So some, trans women still have their penises because they can feel sensation coming from, that part. But I don't know, I've never, as many trans women as I know, I've never asked them what's between their legs. Never. I've never even felt comfortable. And I know trans, I started hanging out with trans women probably about 5 years ago, somewhere around along that line. Well, not hanging out with trans women, but I started building friendships, and I've know trans women now where I go out if they have a show, like if they still participate in drag, I go out and try to support them, stuff like that. But I've never, even the couple of girls that I talk to at work on a date when we're at work, even the ones who I go out and support, I've never felt comfortable asking them, girl, did you chop your dick off? Because I think that when you ask somebody are they versatile, you're basically assuming that they still have their dick in their pants. Because you wouldn't ask somebody who has a vagina, are you versatile, right? So I'm assuming he knows that. So I don't know, girl. I was like, girl, he brave. I'm saying George is braver than I ever, because I've thought about it. Like, I wonder if she still got her penis. I wonder if she got a puss. I don't know, girl. Ain't none of my business to ask. Ricci G unexpectedly walks in, girl. He don't see them back there taping and filming. Okay, girl. Ricci G just popped in because he wanted some pizza. Okay, girl. That's what we're going with, Ricci G. I still got something for Ricci. Don't think I forgot about you, Miss Ricci G. Okay. When did he and George have a problem? I was so confused. Like, even I think I mentioned this in my last review. Like, why didn't he receive an invite to his party? From what I've seen, from what I've seen, I may not remember, but from what I've seen and from what I remember, George and what's that bitch name? Ricci. George and Ricci, I thought they were fine. So all of a sudden, like, this drama, I'm like, where did this come from? And I was confused, like, last week when he didn't invite George to his party. I'm like, that's weird. Ricci says that George has an elitist attitude. I mean, Ricci, girl, we could say the same about you, girl. Low key. I mean, girl, not trying to be funny, girl. All y'all girls walk around here with y'all nose stuck up in the air. Girl, quiet as it's kept. I mean, girl, all y'all walk around like, girl, I'm that bitch, girl, can't nobody fuck with me, and girl, I'm the grind dime. Girl, all y'all walk around like y'all Karen Hugo of Real Housewives of Potomac. About the only one that probably don't act like that is Markell. George acts like that. Ariel acts like that. Kane acts like that. And Ricci, you act like that. I'll say Dior doesn't act like that. Markell doesn't act like that, and Carrie doesn't act like that. But y'all four, and then them girls from Chase and Atlanta, that's a whole that's a whole nother conversation, girl. Them girls from Atlanta, every time I look at them hoes over there talking about I'm having my brand, my event. Girl, just because you get a few people in the room does not make it an event, okay? Let me shut up, because they ain't even got nothing to do with chasing Atlanta. The DFW Awards. George's outfit was fucking cute. I love the blaze. I love everything about what George had on. Dior won an award for I think best hairstylist. I was so happy for Dior. He said when he first moved to Dallas, he was doing her for free because he wanted to try to get his name out there. And then, once people started to realize that he was good at what he does, people wanted to continue to get free hairstyles. He told them bitches, hell nah, y'all hoes got to pay. I know that's right, Dior. Hopefully, Dior, bitch your asses on time. Well, I've already said this. I'm going to say this again, Dior. Dior, ain't nothing cute about being late. You say you always late. That's what Dior said. Remember that at the beginning of the season. I think that you need to realize that there are a few people who watch Chasing Dallas, and there are a few people who probably live in the DFW area who would like to go to you, but as soon as they heard, bitch, I'm always late, bitch, they hung up the phone. Because I would have hung up the phone too. One of the things that bothers me the most is when my barber is running behind all the time. It's too many motherfuckers out here who know how to do weaves and cut fades and all that stuff for me to be sitting here getting my nerves worked up because one motherfucker don't know how to be on time. I'm just saying. Shout out to Dior. Ricci G. I was trying to give Ricci G the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I'm giving you the benefit. Try to work it out, baby. Work it out. Man, I've been over here drinking, honey. Got me a little Ciroc French vanilla. Yes, ma'am. All right. Ricci G. So they win an award, Chasing Dallas. And I think the award was really based off of season 1 and the cast that was a part of season 1. So he goes around, he thanks the season 1 cast. He even mentions, I don't think he mentioned this when they accepted the award. I think he did, I'm not sure. But I remember him mentioning Ariel not being able to be there because she was flying out to Los Angeles for work. You even remembered to mention Ariel. But then George, who's standing 1 foot away from you, you don't mention him. So at this point, I'm like, okay, is this cast member Ricci G being shady, or is this EP Ricci G being shady? Because how can you remember to mention Ariel and that bitch wasn't even in the building, but somebody had to remind you to mention George? And let's just be honest, George played a big part in season 2. George, Markell, I'll say everybody played their role this season. I think everybody played their role. Carrie, but for the most part, Ariel came and did what she had to do. Ariel was a messy bone carrier, bitch. Sheree, George, Markell. You had your Sheree, you had your Nene, you had your Kenya, you had your Portia, who like to fight. Shout out to Trey Womack. You had your Cynthia. You had your Tan. Everybody played their role. So I was so confused and a little bit disappointed that Ricci didn't give George a shout out until someone had to remind him and don't forget about George. And you could tell George is standing there like, is this nigga not gonna thank me? So I thought that was fucked up. I thought Ricci was full of shit. Again, I'm trying to sit here and figure out right now as we speak, was that Ricci G cast member pulling a stunt? Was that EP Ricci G pulling a stunt? Or did he just really forget? I'm not going to give him he really forgot. I think Ricci knew exactly what he was doing. See, that's why people start to say things like, oh, the EP shouldn't be like that. Like at that point to me, he pulled a Shawnee O'Neal. Like, your services are no longer needed. Like, nigga, I'm the EP. I can do what the fuck I want to do. I can say what I want to say. If I don't want to thank you, I don't want to thank you. Like, if George would have cursed Ricci out at this point, because at this point, we're co-workers. You are the EP, but you're also a part of the cast too. And at this point, I have the job. You already gave me my contract. Girl, I'm cussing your ass out because you being funny. Now, Trey, girl, you was doing all this before you even signed it. You hadn't even signed no paperwork, bitch, and you was talking shit. Like I said, I'm not saying they have contracts in Dallas. I don't know how it works. I'm just saying because that's what the girls do at Bravo. They wait for their contracts to come in the mail. Anyways, y'all, that's all I got. If I remember anything, we'll just mention it next week on the season finale. Shout out to Chasing Dallas. Love the show. Love it. I know it may not sound like it, but I actually like everybody on the cast. Well, now I do. You know, I didn't like Markell at first. Trey, he struck a nerve with me, but I just try to chop it down to Trey's young. Like, he's a baby girl. He don't know no better. But yeah, shout out to Chase and Dallas. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.